Hey, what's up, horror fans? This is Vincent DeSanti, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Ghost Files. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, September 30th, and that means only one thing. It's a surprise edition of the Ghost Files this week. I'm your host, Vincent DeSanti. I'd like to welcome you to the Womp Stomp Films YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and that you've liked this video. Tonight, we're going to be diving into the launch of our latest Kickstarter campaign, Ghost Chicken, the graphic novel. We're going to get into a bunch of other stuff. We're also going to jump into updates on Never Hike Alone 2 fulfillments, Ghost in the Fog, as well as the final cut and an update on the bonding. But the first thing we're going to do, as we always do, we're going to jump into the chat. We're going to say hello to some of the folks who are here. In fact, there is a way. There is a way I can get your chats in here. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. Style, comments. There's a way. Oh, yeah. Show comments on the page. The other thing I can do, StreamYard getting here. We're going to replace, check this out up here. We have a QR code up here. If you would like to back the Ghost Chicken Kickstarter campaign at any point during this live stream, use that QR code. That will take you right there. There's also a link within the information bio of this video if you want to check out the campaign. I am going to go through the campaign in a little bit, walk you through all the perks, walk you through some stuff and fun. But like I said, let's say hi to some folks in the chat. We had some people here early. Crafter Films is here. What's up, buddy? It was excited to get a Tuesday episode. Same with Cheesy Corn Pop. Doc and Rocker. Gregory Peck is here. Steve DMV. Jacob checking in. How you doing, buddy? Tyler Adams saying what's up. Mardina's here. Hey, Mardina was able to catch one this week. Even Alley Girl shows up on short notice, of course, always here. Eli Cortez, what's up, man? Good to see you. And that's who's streaming right now. We've got about 16 streamers, but yeah, I know it's been a couple of weeks. I said I was going to be here on Friday, but my friends, it has been a very busy time here at Womp Stomp Films. We've been getting a lot of things done. I've been doing a lot of shipping for the Never Hike Alone 2 the Never Hike Alone 2 campaign. We've been getting ready for, obviously, the Ghost Chicken campaign. There's been some other projects in the background that have needed some attention and work, and so I've been bouncing all over the place and working a lot of hours. So I didn't make it last Friday, but I figured since we're launching today would probably be a good day to double up. Instead of getting people to sign up to get notified about the campaign, we might as well promote it tonight on the actual thingamajig. But yeah, I mean, after all this time, I am surprised that we were, able to kind of get this stream off the ground tonight. I was also feeling it today, but I was like, you know what? I got to check in. I know people's here. Anthony's here. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see the Can-Am come in here, Mike, with the the Nightmare in Elm Street. Awesome car wraps that he does. Anthony's here. Chuck Phelps is in the chicken saying, "Go Ghost Chicken." Thanks, buddy. Yeah, go Ghost Chicken tonight. But before we get into Ghost Chicken, let's get into a few other things. Let's get into the updates. Super quick. I will be in Blairstown, New Jersey this coming October 11th from 10 a.m. Actually, let me pull your chats down a little bit. There we go. Saturday, October 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's also another event that's happening, I believe, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's like a Jason Voorhees haunt experience. I need to get a little bit more information from that, my good friend South Jersey Jason, but we'll be at the Blairstown Diner in Blairstown. I will be there. Lauren Marie Taylor will also be there signing autographs. I will have merch, Blu-rays, VHS tapes, and other cool stuff. So definitely come and check that out. And then the following weekend, I'm going to be in Taunton, Massachusetts, Taunton, at the Taunton Conference Center from October 18th and 19th, 2-day event. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Love Monster Expo. It's going to be a Goosebumps reunion. We're also going to have Carl Troop, who was in Alien. We have Dana He, who was in Species. BJ Barreau, Rachel Donaldson, Sally Safier, Garrett Sanders, and Eddie Dezen are all going to be in the house. So some cool celebrities checking in there. I will obviously be there with all the Womp Stomp stuff again. So if you're in the area, come on by and check it out. It's going to be a good old time. Let's chill. In the bonding news, I'm happy to announce that the bonding made it as a finalist in the VHS Vancouver Horror Show script contest for the 2025 season. I just want to say thank you to everybody at Vancouver Horror Show for including the bonding in this year's festival. Congrats to everybody else who made it into the competition and who got films into the festival. I wish I could go. I got to go last year or the year before. I can't remember how long ago that was. But last time I was there, I had a great time in Vancouver. It was a really cool event, really cool experience. They put on a great show up there. Both Megan and David, the two co-festival showrunners. So really enjoy the fact that we're going to be back up there. Hopefully, the competition, I believe it's the weekend, my birthday. I think it's October 20th through something like that. So yeah, so that's going to be awesome. I really hope, that weekend goes off swimmingly. Let me see. I got some comments flowing in. Got real busy finishing up a feature and doing a massive amount of short film. Got to catch up with you. Yeah, we have to catch up. Tyler and I are going to be working on something hopefully at the end of the year. Plus, he's going to be helping me out with not Ghost in the Fog, the final cut. But speaking of updates, let's jump into some cool updates. Never Hike Alone 2. Boom. All right, let's talk about Never Hike Alone 2 fulfillment. So I did send an update out this past weekend along with today just to get everybody sort of a hope more people would be in the chat. But if you come into this video later on and you're looking for updates, this is the moment you definitely want to check out. You can leave a question in the comments. And I will answer it through YouTube if you got one, or if you want to send me an email at wompstompfilms@gmail.com, I can also answer your stuff. But anyway, Never Hike Alone 2 crowdfunding fulfillments have been coming along great lately. We've been making a lot of headway. There are only 88 total packages left. That's 63 packages that are domestic, and then there are 25 packages that are international. I ordered a brand new rung of Ghost Cut Blu-rays, and I guess I didn't order enough because I ran out. So I got another batch coming in. Should be here probably next week. It's going to help me finish out probably about 30% of what's left. There's just a couple of Never Hike Alone bundle orders that are ready to go. So there's probably 15 to 20 of those that are ready. Most of the international orders are that. But a cool update that I have for everybody tonight, which is turning into an unboxing video. One of the things I was waiting on was an additional replica head for Dirk Mueller out in Germany. But check this out. Oh, Pamela head came in. So her hair needs to be stretched out a little bit. But as you can see, Pamela's head is here. This is made with the same materials and everything from the one used in the movie. The other ones that we used that got crushed all crumbled to pieces. So we had this one made up. So there was actual finished piece of the actual head that was in the film. So here's an actual thing that came in were the sickles. So all the sickles that we used in the film basically broke from getting thrown around and stuff like that. So this one's here. I have my scissors. Let's open this one up and then I'll seal it back up so it can ship nice and thing. Shout out to Cody Wilkins, our effects artist, who is one of our co-effects leads on Never Hike Alone 2 and worked on basically every single edition of Never Hike Alone. He was on Never Hike Alone 1. He helped out Kelsey, and then he was a big part of bringing Never Hike in the Snow together. He's the one who built us the blood rig that we did for Mark. He's the one who built all that really cool stuff. And then here we go. So here is a accurate screen used sickle or screen replica sickle. So here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Here, let me get rid of that thing for a minute. Boop. Yeah, so there we go. In fact, we could probably just go full screen with this. Yeah, check this out, guys. So anyway, this is just like we used in the film. So now they're complete. So there were people who ordered these, and the ones that they were going to get from the set were broken because we literally threw these across the screen to get the shots. And then this is such a delicate piece. You can see the way it was taped. This usually breaks a lot. So we had new ones made. It took Corey a while to get to it because he's been super busy. He's been working on a bunch of projects. But he finally had a chance to sit down and do the head and get these completed. So anyone who got the sickle, this will be coming to you very, very soon. So those are sort of like two of the updates. The other thing that we're waiting for are the Ghost Hawks with Horror Effects Design. So the Ghost Arrows have started to ship. I've got a good amount of those out. I'm waiting on Ghost Hawks, which is a majority of the 63 orders that are left in the US. I want to say there's maybe 10 to 12 orders that don't involve a ghost hawk that need to be taken care of. So if you're in that final 88, your order is coming. I'm just waiting for either the ghost cuts to come in or the ghost hawks to come in. If you're in that other percentage, that small percentage where you're either getting the sickle, the head, or you've got some producer props coming, those are going to be worked on very, very soon. I expect to ship those out by early next week. And get another small batch. We'll probably get our number down to maybe 60 orders left to go. And then we have those masks, and that will complete the Never Hike Alone 2 campaign after all this time. So thank you, everybody who's been very patient, waiting for your materials to arrive, your rewards to arrive. I know it took a very long time, but I am happy to announce, and I did put this in the update for Never Hike Alone 2, that moving forward, we're going to be working with Quartermaster Logistics to fulfill all of our campaigns, or at least most of our campaigns. I'll talk about who we're using for Ghost Chicken in a little bit, but I met with Quartermaster last week. We had a very good talk. It was very, I can't believe they were basically very surprised that I decided to take on a 4,000 order campaign with only one or two people helping out the entire time. So it did take a long time. It was definitely something we learned down the road. I wish I would have built that into the beginning of that campaign, understanding how big it got at the end. But for the final cut and for Ghost in the Fog, we're going to be using Quartermaster Logistics. I'm going through the early steps with them right now to get them the SKUs for all the different rewards that everyone got from both of those campaigns. We're going to combine both campaigns and do one fulfillment, which is going to be really, really cool. I just have to get them organized with the materials that they're going to need. A lot of the stuff has already been ordered for those campaigns as well. There are figures in progress. There are shirts that have already been made. There's some posters and things that need to get there, and obviously some Blu-rays that everyone wants. And we'll get to that in a little bit. So speaking of that, why don't we get on to our next little update? Oh, that's too big. I'm too big. There we go. Our next update brings us to Ghost in the Fog. So Ghost in the Fog, as I think I've mentioned previously, has something coming up very soon. We're going to be doing a sneak preview that we're going to release on Halloween. It will be a kill in the middle of the movie, featuring Diego Valenzuela and Chelsea Rebecca from Dead Meat. It's a fairly quick scene. I think it probably takes about a minute and a half, but it's highlighted by a big kill with a lot of cool gory effects in it. I think you guys are really going to like it. The process of it has been in animation for the last few weeks. I believe we have over 133 shots in animation right now, some form of animation. It's either in rough layout or camera stage, or then it's rough animation, and then it's cleanup animation, and then it's color, and then it's compositing. So right now, most of our shots are in rough animation. But the shots for sequence 3, which will be our sneak preview on Halloween, most of those are in color correction, or in the color or in final animation stage. So they should be ready in the next couple of weeks. We're working with John Caldwell to get those shots together. We're going to build like a little sneak, and make it, going to dress it up, get it out. So that way, when we finish the the Ghost Chicken campaign, celebrating the last day of the Ghost Chicken campaign on Halloween, we're going to release the Ghost in the Fog preview, along with some updated perks on that Indiegogo campaign, and sort of shift our attention back to finishing the Ghost in the Fog project, along with some other things that we want to do for the final cut. But my little sneak preview for this week is there was a shot that I released a couple weeks ago in your updates. If you're a backer of the Never Hike Alone campaigns, jump into those updates on Ghost in the Fog and Never Hike Alone 2. I believe it's in both updates, and the final cut as well. But I shared some images, and there's this one image of Jason at the end with a little bit of blood on him. Well, anyway, that had a note to get some more blood on it. And so here's a little bit of an update. So here's Jason at the end of that scene after someone has been murdered. So this is going to be a fun, this has been a very fun exercise to see this in motion, to see this animated, the blood dripping, some of the blood that comes off in the scene before. It's a lot of fun. And now they're getting into the next part of the scene as well, which has been really, really cool to see. So the action's picking up, and I'm really excited about that. And then getting on the final cut, we don't have much update on the final cut. That cut is sort of just standing by right now. We've already made changes and kind of pieced things together. We do want to still work on the introduction. So I have an idea that throughout the winter, since we have time, I came up with a concept. I'm going to be putting it together basically on a soundstage. It's going to be a really cool introduction. It's going to be very stylized, and sort of something that we really haven't, it's something that we've kind of put together before, but it's in a higher level, I would say. And then we got some previs that we're going to do. We're going to shoot some stuff, just over the winter and probably into next spring. And so as we're wrapping up all the stuff with Ghost in the Fog and Final Cut, we'll be shipping those Blu-rays sometime next spring. I know people have been wondering, well, where's my Blu-ray for Final Cut and what's going on? Well, while Ghost in the Fog and the Final Cut are in production, and Ghost in the Fog is going to take into early next year, if not into a little bit in there. We'll have updates for you in February and March in both of those Friday the 13th. But the goal is that we want to get our backers Blu-rays with the Final Cut and Ghost in the Fog in the early spring, where you will have exclusive access to both of those projects before they go live. We'll also be taking the Final Cut and Ghost in the Fog to film festivals in order to get them in front of audiences before they have a chance to go streaming online. And then Friday the 13th next September, I believe it's September or November, one of those two. But whichever one it does land on, that's when we'll release both of the films on the last Friday the 13th of the year to celebrate Friday the 13th. So that's sort of the release schedule right now of what we want to do, especially with Final Cut. We want to do the new intro. We're going to do some 3D work in there. I got to talk to you, Tyler, about that. And then we have a scene that we want to add to it. So we want to make it a little bit longer. We want to add a kill scene that wasn't in there before. So we want to take the time to do it. We're going to have to wait for Ghost in the Fog to be done anyway. So we decided to pre-visit this fall. We're going to shoot it early next spring, and then it should be ready to go. I want to say in a few, I've had such a good experience working with Bison Disc to get our Blu-rays made in a very quick and quick manner. In fact, Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, Never Hike Alone 2, and the Ghost Cut have all been remastered and put on the new versions of the Blu-rays. Those have been pressed already. Not all of them. I did like a test batch, so I can test them out and bring them to conventions and stuff like that. But the cool thing I want to show everybody from this week, let me expand back out, is we know that the sort of the backbone of that campaign is the box set. Well, the box set's been in progress, and that's something we've been working on behind the scenes. I think one thing people should really take into account is why does everything take so long, and why aren't you just doing all the things like one after another? Well, it's a lot to do, and you kind of have to spread it out, and there are multiple things going on at the same time. Like in the background, while we were trying to get the idea together for doing the barbecue scene, we're also working on the box set. So we got a test version of the box that came in. Some of the measurements were way off. I definitely messed up somewhere. So this one came in. I got new measurements. As you can see, we marked it off and we went. Then a few weeks later, we got this guy. Came in a little bit more tightly put together because we, it was a little bit, we had better measurements. So it came in with the wrap on it, but no art. But it fits nice and snug, as you can see the Blu-rays as they come in. And then just this week, after I sent out, literally on the day that I sent out the last update, the test case came in. So here you go. Here's your first look at what this can look like. I am going to update this image in the back. So this is actually going to have information on it. There's going to be some writing here. I just wanted something to see how the art would come together and all that stuff. So these faces won't be here. There will be something up here, probably more up in this area, some quotes, and then a little blurb that we'll put up in here. But it has all 5 Blu-rays. Right now there's 5 Never Hike Alones in there. But if you guys want to take a quick look, we have the Never Hike Alone Blu-ray, which we have right here. So that one's there with Kyle on the cover. Oh, I do have a ghost cut on me. Oh, there's another Never Hike. Here's Never Hike in the Snow. One thing I'm going to make a change on these is I'm probably going to make this red so everything matches, especially the red here. It was just, this one always stands out for some reason. It's kind of annoys me. Never Hike Alone 2, as you can see with Thomas on there. There you go. With the side, and the back's pretty much the same. So what you guys haven't seen yet is this brand new ghost cut. Check this out. So the new ghost cut is rad at AF. It's the full version. This is the one with Never Hike Alone 2 attached to the back to it. So it's the whole thing. As you can see, oh, interesting. Oh, well, I guess I was just kind of mocking it up because I don't have a ghost cut thing in here. But when you see the red, you got to see the red disc. It looks good. But these are the way the discs mostly look. It's going to have the black labels. The ghost cut's going to have a special disc, and the final cut's going to have a special disc. I don't have obviously the final cut yet because we haven't finished it, nor Ghost in the Fog, but Ghost in the Fog and the final cut will be on the same Blu-ray. And that will be the final disc that goes into there. But yeah, guys, it's coming together. So the pieces are coming together. I heard some great updates from Brandon Scott Murphy on the animated Ghost Jason figures. They should be done in about a month. So I'll have those in. Kaiden Rich is finishing up. I think we did this on the last podcast, the NECA Jasons. Those should be ready fairly soon with the backings as we showed them. So when those come in, that will be another huge piece. And then honestly, beyond that, I got to order maybe some posters and maybe a couple more t-shirts here and there. But other than that, everything else is in stock other than the final cut Blu-ray. So when we get to doing our SKUs and we get everything out to Quartermaster Logistics, what we're going to try to do is figure out a system of maybe if I can get everything right, it's going to take some time, but basically ship everything to everybody as it is right now. I'll even create an empty case that will, house, final cut eventually. And then when the final cut is ready, we just send the materials for what comes in that disc in a package, and then you just dress your Blu-ray. And so that might be the way to do it. It just depends. It's going to take some additional funding, crowdfunding to do that, because that's, 700 orders, especially the international ones. I've been learning a lot about just sort of like some of the new trends that are kind of happening and what that's going on with that. So that's going to be sort of an interesting thing. So we're 23 minutes in. I'm still talking about Never Hike Alone stuff and doing those updates, but I did want to go over that stuff first because I do want the backers to have their updates and things like that. But let's get into why we are here tonight. And that is a little project called Ghost Chicken, which is near and dear to my heart. It is based on this script right here that I completed sometime in 2020 and rewrote it again and rewrote it again and rewrote it again, put it off to the side, was trying to get it animated, did get it animated to a certain degree. In fact, we've watched pieces of it here on the Ghost Files previously. I can't remember exactly which episode, but if you dart back, you'll definitely be able to check that out. It's during one of the ones where I believe where we showed the first 3 minutes of Ghost in the Fog. I think we also showed the first couple of minutes of Ghost Chicken. So if you want to check outside of the tone and sort of what the story is, you can definitely go back and check out that episode. But it's based on this script. And I'm very happy to be partnered with Apostrophe Comics on this. My good friend Scott Allen Gregory, who put together recently the Rip to Shreds campaign, and was able to do something really, really special with it. And I saw an opportunity there that maybe, bringing Ghost Chicken to life as an animated short film may not have been in the immediate future, but finding a way to bringing it to trying to find a way to bring it to a graphic novel might make a lot of sense, because we wouldn't have to lose anything in it. We would actually be able to add to it. And in fact, since we started working on Ghost Chicken, and Scott and I have actually added a couple of things that weren't in the original script, that's actually going to extend it out a little bit. But in order to give you a nice overview of what Ghost Chicken is about, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for a second, and I'm going to play the little Kickstarter video that we created for Ghost Chicken. I want you guys to check it out. It's going to tell you a lot about the project, and then we're going to come back and go through the campaign. So if you give me one moment, I'm just going to pop this up and you enjoy this to yourself. Hey, what's up, horror fans? My name is Vincent DeSanti from Womp Stomp Comics, and I'd like to welcome you to the Kickstarter crowdfunding campaign for our debut graphic novel, Ghost Chicken. Ghost Chicken follows the story of Vegan Eden, a quirky vegan restaurant that just so happens to be haunted by, you guessed it, the ghost of a chicken. And at the heart of it all is the one girl determined to uncover why this feathered phantom won't rest in peace. The story is based on an award-winning script which has been enjoyed by friends and festival readers for years. And now it is coming to life as a 50-page graphic novel in association with Apostrophe Comics. The graphic novel will be available in digital, softcover, and hardcover. Inside, it will feature page artwork by Samuel Giannicola, a stunning cover by Hernan Gonzalez, and a special limited edition hardcover variant by Tiago Mata, created exclusively for our Kickstarter backers. Our goal for this campaign is to raise $10,000 in order to finish the artwork, print the books, and work with Artist Express Fulfillment to ensure that backers receive the rewards safely and timely. If successful, we expect to deliver Ghost Chicken to our backers by early spring of 2026. And it doesn't just stop at the book. This campaign offers a ton of exclusive rewards, including opportunities for backers to appear in the graphic novel itself. So what are you clucking waiting for? Back Ghost Chicken today and share it with any friends or family you believe want to add this spooky little story to their shelves this Halloween season. Thank you again for stopping by, and until next time, I'll just be right here.
I got food. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Come on, buddy.
So as you can see, that's me being a goofball. So that's basically the rundown of Ghost Chicken. The next thing I want to do is jump into the actual campaign itself. As you can see, it's up right here. Thank you to the 26 backers who jumped in early today. So far, we raised $1,710, which is 17% of our entire budget. We always say that in crowdfunding, if you can get 10% on your first day, you are off to the good start. So we are off to a great start today. So thank you, everybody who supported. If anybody on this chat wants to jump in while we're on it, I highly encourage. That will be fun to watch the numbers go up. But let's take a little tour through the campaign. I'm really proud of this campaign. I think anyone who is thinking about running a campaign soon or doing any type of crowdfunding, study this one. This one, I got to work with Scott on, not just doing it by myself. So having someone actually helping me with this and doing a lot of the graphic art. So a lot of the graphic art here is done by Scott, and with me stepping in, doing the logistics and doing a lot of the copy and all of that stuff, and just arranging sort of the layout of it. As you can see, it has a nice little welcome area here. We get a good look at the hardcover novel as the way it will look. Welcome to the launch of Womp Stomp Comics. For years, Womp Stomp Films has been dedicated to telling bold and original stories on screen. Now, with the support of Apostrophe Books, we are taking our first step into the world of graphic novels. Our debut project is based on the award-winning script by myself and marks the beginning of a new era in storytelling for Womp Stomp. So, guys, what this really is our tipping our toe in the water of seeing if we can get some of these scripts that are on my shelf that have won awards, that have gone to film festivals and done really, really well, and have even been considered by major motion studios as things that they might produce. And it's a tough business out there. You can't always get the money you need or get $5 million or $10 million out of the gate. So graphic novels are a great way for us to get some of these ideas that are worth sharing with other people, and getting them in front of you. And in fact, the nice thing that I really have come to love about, stepping into this medium is that I don't have to compromise. In independent filmmaking, you have to make a lot of compromises. And Never Hike Alone 2, I made a ton of compromises, of things that I couldn't do because I couldn't do fire stunts and I couldn't do certain things because they would have cost too much. On the page, it's a drawing. We can draw whatever we want. And obviously the number of panels and all of those things are limited, but at least the idea as it is on the page isn't corrupted in any sort of way. It gets to live as it wants to be. And that's what I'm really excited about with this, because even though it is a quirky little story about a vegan restaurant and the sort of that, there is some fun, fantastical stuff that happens within the script. And I guarantee you that it is worth the read, especially to get all the way to the end for the big sort of unveiling. It is a cool experience. It's a fun read. Here are some of the characters. We've gone over them in the past: Charles, Lulu, Olivia, and then this is our lead right here, Lexi, the chicken, Jasper, and Greg, employee of the month, Greg. And here's another look at the book. So we have the soft cover, we have the hardcover, and then we got this really, really cool limited edition cover by Tiago Mata. This cover is done by Hernan Gonzalez, and the page artwork, which I'll get to down here, is done by Samuel Giannicola. So we get a cool little look at this right here. This is, it's funny if you've seen the animatic. This is a really fun scene. But the artwork, the colors, Samuel's done such a great job. Just getting some of the expressions and some of the fun. It's just really, really, really good. I'm really I'm having a blast watching this come together. I can't wait to see everything come together. This is a 50-page graphic novel. So, and this is just sort of like the tip of the iceberg. This is things getting started. Look, things get started on page 7. So we get right into the story. It kicks off, and then there are 50 more pages or 40 more pages of ghost chicken goodness. Let's look at some of the rewards. Obviously we went over the books. There's also a digital version for $15, which is a pretty cool swag. If you get into the packs, we have some really cool stuff. Now it's day 1. So what does that mean? It also means that there are some early bird specials that are here right now. So if you're a Never Hike Alone backer, check your updates or email me at wompstompfilms.com, wompstompfilms@gmail.com. Or wompstompllc@gmail.com, either one. You'll get a Never Hike Alone early bird special link, which will give you a 10% or 15% discount and free shipping. That's only if you've backed Never Hike Alone before. So if you have something from our previous campaign, just let us know and do that. There's also other early bird specials for just anyone who hasn't backed our campaigns before. The early bird special for today is a 15% exclusive, not free shipping for this one. But you do get a 15% discount if you back on day 1. If not, the book is usually $35. And then for the extra pack right here, we have it on sale for $90, which is a 10% discount. And it comes with really, really cool stuff. We got the What the Cluck t-shirt. We'll get that in 2 different styles, so male or female. You have a poster, Hernan's poster, this cool tote bag with What the Cluck on it, some cool stickers, and the hardcover and digital copy of it. The exclusive pack is sort of the same thing, but you're going to get Tiago's version of the cover. The poultry-geist pack, which is really cool. Check out this. I think it's going to do it right. There it goes. Bam. So you're going to get a glow-in-the-dark 3D chicken, just like we did our 7-inch Ghost Jason on the Ghost in the Fog campaign. Brandon Scott Murphy is going to step in from Sculptor Die and make these cool little chickens. And also thank you to Tyler for sculpting this chicken right now. I know we're using the old version without the waddles on it. There will be a waddle on the final version. It's just Greg had done this before I got him the new one, and so I didn't want him to have to do it again. So this will come with all of the exclusive stuff. And you'll also get a soft cover with Hernan's version. And then you also get this cool glow in the dark ghost chicken. And that's going to be really, really cool. Now, here's the best part. I think the best part. There's opportunities on this campaign for you to be in the actual comic. So let's go check out those campaigns. They're down here. So the first one's called the Phantom Extra Pack. The Phantom Extra, which is sort of highlighted right now, as you can see this. You get all the things. You get the poultry-geist pack. You're getting your little 3D chicken. You're getting your stickers. You're getting all the stuff, everything. But you're going to be in the book. And so someone already did get that. As you can see, we have one backers there. There's only 7 of those left, but you will appear in the scenes. And so let me show you one of them where you'll probably end up, and look how clear you will be. Probably something like this. You will be in this shot. You will be in this shot. Let me see. We don't have any in these, but there's another scene at the end where we're actually, I think we might be able to open it up a little bit and get more people in there, but it's a really fun one. The next one is the Clucking cameo. There is a role in the film right here. So this is the Clucking cameo pack right here. So there's another role in the film that has a speaking role. So it's not a huge speaking role. I think it might be 1 or 2 lines, but this will be something that is a featured extra. You will be front and center. You will be interacting with one of the main characters, and it's actually one of the funniest characters, I think, in the whole thing. It's a short little role, but it is a cool thing. It is a cool role. And I encourage someone to grab that one because it's a steal. And then the last one that we have is the Cluckin' Star. This guy right here. So again, everything there. You're getting everything, but you're going to be in a multi-page dialogue scene with one of the main characters, and you are one of the main characters that appears towards the end of the book. I would probably say you're going to be on 5 to 6 pages at least. A lot of dialogue. And again, another funny role, has some really good jokes, and it will be modeled after your likeness. So we will send your likeness to Samuel. He will come up with a character and basically put you in my pseudo modern Daria world, and you will be made to look like one of these really cool characters right here. So yeah, this is a very simple campaign for the entire we haven't gone through everything yet. Woo! Let's go over some of the add-ons. So let's just take a closer look. We have these cool tote bags. We obviously have the cool posters. We have the t-shirts. We have some stickers. We got the original screenplay, which you can read as is on the thing. We got some bookmarks. Here's some stuff about our story. This is myself. This is Samuel Giannicola, our artist. And this is Scott Island Gregory, my partner on this project. Where do the funds go? Well, most of it's going to go to art and illustration, over half the funds. Kickstarter fees, that's usually around 10%. Shipping is going to be around 10%. Other awards, 10%. And then printing and publishing is going to be 15%. Basically, it's going to take probably about, I think, what was it? I think it's 4 to 5 months to do the artwork. Give Samuel enough time to do all the pages in art and ink. Then it's going to take Greg a little bit of time. Scott a little bit of time to get in there and do all of the lettering. But then we're going to be working with Artist Express Fulfillment in order to get everything shipped to our backers. So once again, you don't have to wait for poor old Vinny here to get on to spend all of his weekend shipping packages instead of relaxing. We're going to have some professionals do it for you. These are going to be shipped out. We should get everything to everybody by April of 2026. Now let's talk about some of the stretch goals of this campaign. Obviously, we're about 1,700 right now. We have 31 days. The campaign is going to end early morning, November 1st, basically Halloween, but I'm going to give people a little bit of a grace period. The stretch goals on this one, everybody, are really, really great. Everybody wins. That's the motto here with if the more we raise, the more everybody gets. So if we raise $20,000, everyone in the campaign who gets a physical item, you're getting a glow in the dark ghost chicken pin, What the Cluck right there from Creative Terror pins. If we get to 40,000, we're going to get you some really cool character magnets and another premium edition bookmark for your books. If we get to 60,000, we're going to take the radio play of the Ghost Chicken animatic, and we're going to turn it into, or we're going to take the audio tracks of the Ghost Chicken animatic and turn it into a radio play, and we're going to release that and give that to our backers. If we hit 80,000, we're going to bump it up. We're going to actually do the entire run of the Ghost Chicken story animatic. We have lots of cool, we have really great actors who did all the voices. It is actually being cut right now as a preview for something at the end of the campaign. And as we start to get more pieces of the campaign together, we will show previews of it. And if we get to $100,000, that's telling us that you guys love Ghost Chicken, and we're going to take a crack at doing the animated feature, or not, the animated short film sometime next year. We got to work out the budget for that. But everyone on the campaign who supports this one will get a 10% discount on the next campaign. So what I'm saying here is that once you've backed the campaign, please help share the campaign. And if you can't back the campaign, and if you can't back it today, please at least share the links around. The link, if you go all the way up to the top and you click on this little guy right here, there it is. You just click that, share it to your Instagram, share it to your Twitter, share it to your Facebook, your TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever you got. You just share that on our behalf. Just get it in front of 5-10 more people. Just tell somebody about it. That would be great. A couple cool things about this project too is this is listed as a Kickstarter project that we love. And it will be a part of Kickstarter's Witch Starter event, which starts tomorrow, October 1st, and runs through Halloween. So if you are a prospective crowdfunder, study this campaign. If you want to get a Project We Love badge, or if you're on Indiegogo, which is actually going to go through some changes very soon, and we should talk about a project that's going to be coming out on that very soon. I gotta look this up, but Indiegogo is going to be changing. But anyway, if you want to get that Project We Love badge, if you want to get into stuff like Witch Starter, study this campaign and look at some of the things that have gone into it, as far as the effort that has gone into the graphic design, the wording and the copy, and the way that it is broken down. You see the breakdown here of the entire campaign, the welcome, the story of the book, the sample pages, reward highlights, all of these different things. But the key elements here, I will say, is, if you believe it or not, if you want those little tags, making something like this, a pie chart that isn't just a circle, something that actually has to do with your project, and then getting good stretch goals. If you can do these two things on top of building all the beautiful artwork that Scott did for this campaign here, you're doing good. The other thing you want to do is make sure that your perks are also spread out and well balanced. And so here, I think this is one of our most well-built campaigns as far as doing two things. One, every time I do this, I want to make this affordable. I know we have to fund the actual project, so things are going to be a little bit more expensive than if you were buying it off the shelf, say at Barnes and Noble, if those still exist, or if you were buying it off of Amazon and it was a direct purchase. So, with some of the Never Hike Alone stuff, we've had to up the price of the Blu-rays. We've had to increase those costs. But what's nice is with this one, we've actually been able to pull those costs down and get something that's a little bit more in the ballpark. So $15 for the Spectral Edition, which is the digital copy, $20 for the soft cover. And then we were able to get the hardcover down to $30 on the opening day, but $35 overall to get the nice hardcover. This is going to be high quality and all that stuff. Plus, if the campaign does well, you're going to get a bunch of other stuff with it as well. And then the limited edition, there are only, somebody actually grabbed the limited edition. That's great. There are only going to be 50 of those here available here. There's 50 exclusive packs. Overall, I think we're going to print about 150 of these books total if we sell out. If not, it's going to be a limited purchase. And this is only through Kickstarter. I highly suggest that you pick up the Tiago version and either the Hernan as a soft cover and a hard cover as well. This would make a great gift. Again, this will be to you guys next April. And we'll be able to get that out to you guys fairly quickly. I think, Artist Express has a really great track record. Let me see if we have anything else here that you guys should see. Just the thank you and all that stuff. But check this out, right, guys? We haven't really unveiled this, but the Womp Stomp Comics logo is pretty cool, right? Thank you, Scott Allen Gregory, for helping us create it. We went back and forth a little bit and came up with this. And I'm really excited about Womp Stomp, coming into a new fold. Here, let's get back to... help me, please. There we go. Let's get that background back. A little bit different background tonight. So anyway, that's the overview of Ghost Chicken. I hope you guys are ready to help it reach the next level. Please spread the word about it this week. Let's jump into some things. What's this? Got to know who's your favorite Jason actor and franchise kill. My favorite Jason actor. Ooh, I love Tom Morgan in part 5 as Dream Jason. And my favorite kill is Mark in part 2, the wheelchair machete to the face, rolling backwards down the trail, down the stairs. Let's see. So free shipping for the NHA supporter edition because I got the early bird one before I got the email. Yes, that is correct, Jacob. And in fact, we also do secret rewards too. So if you want to switch something out later on, we can totally do that. I believe actually the cool thing about Kickstarter is if you go to that link and then you get the link that we sent out, go ahead and click that and you can change to it and it should be all good. Yeah, what the cluck. It's definitely great. Yes, drop this, Vinny. I need a good bird family to watch in order to erase the fucked up memory I have of a film called Howard the Duck. I love Howard the Duck. That was one of my favorite movies. As an illustration guide from the School of Visual Arts, I appreciate the work you've put into this. It looks like something that one of the grads in my school would have created. No, it's definitely, I mean, Samuel is great. It's, it's really kind of like surreal to see it actually come to life now because it's been in my head for so long and I didn't think I was going to get to it anytime soon. So this is a cool opportunity. I've been waiting to launch this all year. It's been a long time coming. Scott and I think we started talking about this about 6 months ago. Maybe even before that. I think we kind of floated it back and forth. But now that it's out and it's live, we have a really good day one here. I'm really proud of it. Again, I hope that you guys go out and really help support it and help see it get to the next level. We really want to hit that goal early. I think that would be great. Speaking of hitting the goal early, it will also make way for us to announce an upcoming campaign that will be launching on Indiegogo. In fact, while we're sitting here, and if you guys will bear with me for a moment, I got to talk about this. In fact, here's a little, let's see. So there's this thing going on with Indiegogo that it's actually going to be, the platforms are going to be changing fairly soon. There it is, Game Found. Let me read this announcement. All right. So back in July, when we announced Indiegogo's acquisition by Game Found, we promised you, in fact, let's share this. Add a stage. Okay. Back in July, when we announced Indiegogo's acquisition by Game Found, we promised you a stronger platform using the best crowdfunding tech in the world delivered in record time. The first announcement sparked a lot of enthusiasm, but it didn't cover the details. Today, we're ready to get into the most important ones. The post is written for creators, whether you've launched on Indiegogo before or running a campaign now or considering us in the future. A dedicated post for backers will follow at launch, highlighting all the ways the new platform will make supporting the campaign even better. So the new Indiegogo launches on October 16th. We haven't seen I haven't seen a lot of this stuff. Let's see. I'm not going to go over all this. I'm not going to make you guys sit in here. But basically it's the end of flexible funding. So if you've been doing late built-in pledge manager and late pledge, basically Indiegogo is becoming Kickstarter. But anyway, this Game Found Indiegogo collaboration is what is going on here. I guess there's a webinar here tomorrow or on Thursday. Maybe I should check that out. Oh, the platform fee is only 5%. Oh, the processing fees are still 3%. The tips are for the creators, not Indiegogo. Backers will no longer be asked to tip Indiegogo. That's good. Well, that's really cool. All right. So anyway, Indiegogo is going to be shifting over. We're going to be launching something on Indiegogo fairly soon. It's going to be it's a film called Fragment. In fact, why don't I remove this for a second? Let's bring up the Fragment film. Fragment film trailer. Let me see if I can find it. It gets so quiet. So I'm going to do this. There we go. So, oh, Jesus. Don't need Tron, get out of here. Anyway, look at all these different things. So anyway, Fragment is a film directed by a good friend of mine, Robert Von Call, starring, where is she? Haley Lipscomb, Nick Jack Slater, Alyssa Morrison, Robert Donovan, who's like a dead ringer for Bryan Cranston, and Siri Olsen. It is a psychological thriller. Do they have the thing? Isolated in her desert home, a computer programmer struggles to cope with the inexplicable occurrences to begin that unravel her reality. Fragment was a feature film that was completed in 2024. I was actually the first AD on it, and I'm a producer on it. Like I said, Rob is the online editor who works on all of our Never Hike Alone films. In fact, he's cutting Never Hike Alone, the final cut, right now as well. The cool thing about Fragment, unlike most of our other campaigns, is that Fragment is a completed film. And in a few weeks, we're going to be launching a home video campaign for it that's going to be relatively small, a $5,000 goal to just print some Blu-rays and get some of the Blu-rays in your hands directly from one of the first features, original features that Womp Stomp Films has helped create. So very proud that this is coming to Blu-ray. We worked with Rob to hook him up to get a good distributor. To get the disc made. So if you want to check that out in a couple weeks, I'll probably have Rob on, or we'll do something to kind of go over that. But keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks. Well, if you want to add another Blu-ray to your collection from Womp Stomp Films. The cool thing about that is I believe he already has some of the Blu-rays and can order them very quickly. So that campaign will also turn around very, very quickly. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. So I just wanted to get that on your radar before I forgot. But other than that, we're hitting about the 50. Ooh, what's this? Vinny, film that hot tub scene with Alley Girl like Corey Feldman in Part 4. I'm going to be laying in the bed with a rock. Oh my God. You guys are too much. Can't read that one out loud, dude. Let me see. Bam, bam. All right. So anyway, yeah, we're about 50 minutes in. It's a Tuesday night. I don't want to keep you guys up too late. Everyone's got work tomorrow. I've got work tomorrow. Yeah, Tyler's just losing it right now. So yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions, obviously hit me up on wompstompfilms@gmail.com. If you have any questions about Ghost Chicken or anything like that, definitely hit me up there, or any of the Never Hike Alone 2 or other fulfillments that are going on. But very close on Never Hike Alone 2 fulfillment. Should be done sometime in early October, and then I can take a breath until it's ready to ship everything else. And we'll be working with our fulfillment partners to get the rest of those orders out fairly soon. As far as Ghost File those, let me see. We'll have to get something on the books. You know what I mean? We're gonna have to keep checking in every week now with Ghost Chicken. We'll be doing updates. We'll be getting ready for the launch for Fragment, and then some other things as well. So not this weekend, but another weekend coming up very soon. We will definitely try to jump on that and then kind of take it from there. So with that said, I hope everybody has a wonderful night and has a wonderful rest of the week. Do not take yourself too seriously and take it easy out there. So until next time, I will see you guys on the trails. Have a good one and check it out.